Tonight on Tom's River Schools Today, we will take a look at our upcoming weather.
And as always, we'll have a look at some of the events from around the school district. Tom's River Schools Today starts in 2 minutes.
Hello? Ken, I'm busy right now.
That's the way we get by, the way we get by. All that's the way we get by, the way we get by. That's the way we get by, the way we get by, the way. That's the way we get by. That's the way we get by. We found a new kind of dance in a magazine. Try it out, it's like nothing you ever seen. Your sweet talk like a cup, you know.
Hello and welcome to Tom's River Schools Today for Friday, September 21st. I'm Brooke Dudar.
And I'm Ben Petrick. Later on tonight, we will check out your weather, and we look at how Tom's River Schools is handling the need for security around their buildings.
But up first tonight, we take a look at our elementary schools in our elementary school happenings segment.
Starting off our elementary happenings, at Walnut Street, grades K through 2nd will have back to school night on Tuesday, the 25th, starting at 6 p.m. And for grades 3rd through 5th, your back to school night will be Wednesday, the 26th, starting at 6.
A Girl Scouts treasurer in California is under arrest. The official is accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the Scouts in Beverly Hills Cancer Center. Kara Finstrom spoke out with shocked neighbors Wednesday.
They're just really an all-American family as far as I can see. I mean, just outstanding.
Lou Beatty Jr. is dumbfounded. His neighbor, 52-year-old Patricia Caucione, known for decades of volunteer work with the Girl Scouts, was quietly arrested Monday. The accusation, stealing nearly $90,000 from nonprofits.
The Girl Scouts of USA approached our detectives and believed that there was a theft of their funds.
That was a year and a half ago. Sergeant David Chambers says fraud and cybercrimes detectives immediately began investigating. Caucione was a trusted Girl Scout treasurer who controlled bank accounts. Detectives now believe that over 5 years, she embezzled $58,000. Cassione also served as CFO of the Beverly Hills Cancer Center. Investigators think she used that position to heist another $30,000.
We do a lot of embezzlement. Most of the time they involve a trusted employee, and usually when you have a trusted employee, they usually work by themselves.
Neighbors say they're most concerned about the Cassione children. They say the well-respected family hosted big Girl Scout parties and was the first to help when needed. Sadly, detectives say their job now is to question whether any of it came from the goodness of the heart. Detectives believe Cassione fundraised for everything from a high school booster club to a grieving neighbor's GoFundMe account. They're looking closely at all of it and encouraging anyone who thinks they may have been targeted to contact detectives. Reporting here from Santa Clarita, Cara Finstrom, KCAL 9 News.
Let's take a look at today's random fact of the day.
Hi, I'm Julia Harold, and this is your random fact of the day. Did you know that 123 million cars are being driven down the U.S. highways?
It's time to take a trip around the world in our 60-second road trip. Can you guess where we are today?
It's now time for us to take a look at dictionary.com's word of the day. Today's word is dandle, meaning to move a baby, child, etc., lightly up and down on one's knee or one's arms. It's now time for today's sentence. I would like quiet books to read, a wife to love me, and some children to dandle on my knee.
Now we're going to take a short break, but coming up we take a look at our intermediate happenings.
And we would also take a look at our weather. So stick around, we'll be right back.
Starting off with intermediate happenings, the Intermediate South Back to School Night will be on the 26th for 6th graders and the 27th for 7th and 8th graders, both nights starting at 6 p.m.
And finally, at Intermediate East, the first 2 back-to-school nights will be on the 25th for 6th graders, and the second will be on the 26th for all 7th and 8th graders. Both nights start at 6 p.m.
It's now time for our environmental tip of the day. Each day we will bring a tip that will help save the environment. Let's look at today's tip.
Brew Certified Coffee, a USDA certified organic label, means it was grown using sustainable standards.
Every day on the show we will be bringing you a tip of the day, so stay tuned for tomorrow as we will give you another way to save the environment.
A little exercise could help a child struggling in school. Being active isn't just good for the body. It can also help improve cognitive function. Kim Hutchinson explains today's Health Minute.
Being active isn't just for adults. With childhood obesity still a major concern in the U.S., groups like the National Association of Physical Literacy stress the importance of teaching kids to stay active, whether at home or at school, so they can incorporate a healthier lifestyle well into adulthood. According to an associate clinical professor at Harvard, activity breaks during the day can help students become better learners because of the impact of movement on their brain. A recent study published in the journal Pediatrics surveyed more than 10,000 kids between the ages of 4 and 13. The study found that children who get extra physical activity while at school do better in reading and math. The research not only shows that being active can help kids with cognitive function, it can also help with behavioral issues. The chief wellness officer for the National Association of Physical Literacy says if kids are able to get up and move around, they're not going to have so much energy that they disrupt class or their classmates. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
It's now time for another break. Coming up later on the show, we will take a look at our high school happenings.
Tom's Rivers Today will be right back.
Circling your head, contemplating everything you ever said. Now I see the truth, I got it down. A different motive in your eyes, and now I'm out. See you later. I see your fantasy. You wanna make it a reality, bathing gold, see inside.
Every year, mothers lose their babies to gun crimes. You'll always be your mother's baby. So before you commit a gun crime, think about who you'll leave behind. Gun crimes hit home.
Starting off our high school happenings, attention students and staff, the school store is now open to serve you. We are stocked with all apparel needs, including Champion and Under Armour brands. The school store is open every day after school from 1:40 to 2 p.m. We also have Yoo-Hoo Snapple water for $1, as well as many delicious snacks to get you energized for your after-school practices. Stop in soon. It's time to get Raiderized.
With all the news about trying to keep our schools safe, we decided to visit our own safety officer, Scott Kenny. He fills us in on how Toms River Schools is keeping you safe.
I'm Haley Dorvich with Toms River School Today. Recently, safety has been on the forefront of Toms River citizens' minds. Today, we had the chance to interview Officer Kenny, the safety officer at High School East, to find out how safe High School East really is.
We have Class 3 officers. They are regular uniformed officers that are hired by Toms River Police Department. They are implemented in all the grade schools that are in the jurisdiction of Toms River Police Department. For High School East, I think you can see that I now have a uniform. School safety team, I guess you could almost I always kind of do the see something, say something type of thing. So if there is anything as far as, okay, there's an open door, or there's a hazard, or there's something around the school, please, I want the safety team to be the first ones to come up and let us know so we can, if we miss something, because the longer something is a hazard, the bigger potential it has of becoming a problem. Toms River Regional Schools has done a great job, because even before Parkland, we did have, security on the school campuses. But of course, with Parkland and also Newton, the school district did recognize that we need to expand that. I consider all of you my kids now. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I always want to be there and make sure that it is important that somebody's up front and make sure all of you are safe and have a great school environment.
Wow, High School East really is safe. With Toms River Schools Today, I'm Haley Dorvich.
Attention all sailors. Join the Toms River East Club Sailing is open to everyone. No experience necessary, but you need to be able to swim. We practice at Toms River Yacht on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3 to 6 p.m. If interested, please sign up in the main office.
For all those interested in going on our first History Club trip of the year to the United States Naval Academy in downtown Annapolis, see Mr. Cohen in room E5B for a permission slip. The trip will be held on Sunday, October 28th, and will be available to the first 100 students who hand in the money and permission slip. The cost of the trip is $50.
Switching to High School South, students who want to become members of the Spanish Honor Society can start picking up applications today in room D31.
Let's now take a look at what grinds our gears.
Hi, my name's Nicole, and what really grinds my gears is when people stop short in front of me.
It's now time for us to take a short break. After the break, we'll look at your 3-day forecast.
Toms River Schools Today will be right back.
Are the loneliest places for outcasts and rebels, or anyone who just dares to be different. And you've been trying for so long to find out where your place is, but in their narrow minds there's no room for anyone who dares to do something different. Oh, but listen for a minute. Trust the one who's been where you are, wishing all it was sticks and stones. Those words cut deep, but they don't mean you're all alone, and you're not invisible. Sing a song for the broken hearted. voice in the crowd. You're gonna hear my voice when I shout it out loud.
Starting off with sports. Even with their state still reeling from Hurricane Florence, the North Carolina Courage professional women's soccer team is forging ahead on the field, and Tuesday night they celebrated a much-needed win, claiming victory over the Chicago Red Stars. The Courage lost home field advantage and because of the storm, but nonetheless, they squeezed out a victory in Oregon, Catherine Van reports.
Neutral field, polarizing fans. Then you have the diehards.
I'm here because the Red Stars are the greatest soccer team in the NWSL. Go Courage!
Did you hear that?
Nancy and Ron are from Tucson. Their granddaughter,
She's 23.
23, sorry.
23, yeah.
plays for North Carolina.
Go, go! Let's go!
Hurricane Florence changed the course of the playoffs, forcing both Courage and the Red Stars to face off in Portland instead of North Carolina.
It's tough for them, but this will be a real boost if they can win this game tonight.
The couple couldn't miss the opportunity to catch the semifinals, knowing what's at stake.
I don't know how you can manage it, thinking about what's happening there, but trying to focus here. I don't know how you do that.
Even here, across the country,
I'm from Hillsboro, Oregon.
Courage fans are showing their support.
We support you no matter where you have to travel. We're here for you.
The NWSL teamed up with the Red Cross to help provide food, shelter, and emergency support.
People were throwing in dollars. That's awesome. That's it. This is a game that's serious.
The players' home city of Raleigh escaped the worst of Florence, but for this team, courage may be what their fans back home need to help them pull through.
They've gone through a lot, and this was for them today. We talked about it before the game in North Carolina, and they were representing a little bit more than just Raleigh today and the Courage today. So it's a good win, and obviously for the people back there, it's a small token.
Let's go Courage!
Let's now take a look at our 3-day forecast. Coming tomorrow, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 60. For Sunday, the weather stays cooler and there is a chance of rain with a high of 68 and a low of 59. And finally for Monday and the start of your week, it will be cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 62.
Wrapping up tonight's show, wicked weather hits the westerly, causing one man to have a scary encounter with lightning. He says he felt like he got electrocuted when he grabbed his doorknob. Sam Reed has more.
It was an encounter too close for comfort.
The anxious I've ever been, most scared I've ever been, like all the emotions at once,
Around 3 o'clock this afternoon, Eric Clement was watching the weather in Westerly when he became a subject of it.
The wind starts picking up, the door starts to swing as I'm filming it. I grab it like this, and I'm bringing it in, but I'm still filming it. And then that's when it struck.
Take a look at the encounter he caught on camera. It shows torrential rain and winds rolling through the pond. Next comes lightning. Clement says he was holding on to the doorknob when it struck. Feeling as though he'd been electrocuted with no feeling in his arm, he dialed the Westerly Police Department.
It was almost like this, like I couldn't move.
Fire officials came to check out the building as Eric was checked out by paramedics.
They said it was probably the lightning strike coming, through the ground into the door and zap me like that.
Clement is expected to be okay. He says he saw his life flash before his eyes literally and is grateful to be alive.
Like God gave me a gift, I could not be standing here right now.
Remember, if you have a story you would like us to cover,
or if you have an announcement about an upcoming event, please send it to Interschool Mail to TV Studio at High School East, or you can email us at tv21@trschools.com.
Also, be sure to tune in TV21 throughout the day to catch this show as we bring you stories from around the district. Also, please take a look at our website at www.trschools.com/TV21.
Well, that wraps up tonight's show. For Toms River Schools Today, I'm Ben Petrick.
And I'm Brooke Dudar. Have a great night.